Welcome back to the Palace. I'm your host, Crown Vic, and this is a continuation on the purpose of the astrological sign. The last video I did was on Cancer in this series. Now this video will kick off with the Leo sign, the purpose of the Leo sign. So if you are a Leo, click that like button. Click that like button right now and subscribe to the channel because I'm going to have a lot more content on more astrological signs, including your sign, very soon in the near future. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in to the purpose of the Leo sign. Alright, so kicking off right off the top, the Leo sign is ruled by the planet. Well, you could say it's a planet, but it's not really a planet, but it's really ruled by the sun. Right, the sun, not really a planet. I don't know why I said it's a planet. Just I'm kind of going off the top of my head, but it is ruled by the sun sign. So as you can see, all the other planets, I say all other planets, like the sun is really a planet. I'm really going with it right now. Alright, scratch that. Alright, so all the planets are revolving around the sun. That being said, if you are a Leo, you kind of tend to think that people in your life revolves around you. You are one who has a lot of pride, right? So you're very prideful of the things you do, who you are. It's like you want to be seen by people. The things that you do, you want people to know that you did it, right? Because once again, the sun is shining in your chart, right? That is the not the planet, but that is what represents you. Alright, so where others have planets that represents their signs, such as the Geminis, the planet Mercury represents that sign, you are represented by the sun. So once again, all the other planets revolves around the sun. So you kind of want to be the one who is the center of attention. Not only that, but also you have the animal that represents your sign, kind of like the Cancer, which represents by the crab. I don't know if I said that in my video. And also the Taurus, represented by the bull. The Gemini is represented not by the animal, but by twins. But your sign is represented by the lion. Very prideful. So kind of like when you think about what a group of lions is called, a pride. Yes, exactly. Very prideful sign the Leo is. So going into the opposite sign, which is the Aquarius. So we're going to kind of dive in by figuring out what is the opposite, yin and yang type of thing. So you know yourself a lot better once you understand the opposite of your sign. The opposite of your sign is Aquarius. So Aquarius is not one that wants to be the center of attention, to kind of put it plain. The Aquarius sign likes to bring everybody together, very friendly sign, and it's all about networking. That's the key for Aquarius, which is represented by Saturn, and I believe it's Uranus. Don't quote me on that, but it's represented by two planets. So I think it's Saturn and Uranus. So Saturnian energy is kind of giving it that conservative energy. So you want one moment to be this way, and then the Uranus energy makes it a little bit more eccentric. So one day an Aquarius might feel I should do things this way, a more conservative way, whereas in another day it feels like screw all these rules, I want to do it my way. So that's kind of the Aquarius attitude. So by looking at the Aquarius, you can see kind of your opposite sign. So Aquarius is all about the futuristic thinking, about dealing with not just other people, because you can see dealing with other people in Geminis, you can see it in Libras, but this particular sign deals with like a mass group of people. So think about it like a huge audience. They want to be in front of a huge audience, like kind of like a TED Talk for an Aquarius sign. But it's not unlike the Leo, who probably would like that same thing. The Aquarius wants to do it as far as bringing new ideas to the spotlight. It's not really about them. They don't like being put in a box. They like being outsiders, so to speak. and seeing what everybody else is doing, they always feel as if they're an alien, living amongst people. Whereas the Leo, opposite sign, more so feels like a god among people. So count on Leos to always have pictures, selfies of themselves, all on Instagram, all on Facebook, and a lot of us may have selfies of ourselves, but definitely Leo, they're the ones who really want everybody to see them. They want, if they do anything, but more so with the Leo moon sign, that wants their mind to kind of be put in the spotlight, but also the sun. So you want people to know what you're doing. Anything that you do, you want people to see that you did it. Although the whatever your activity is may not be the best. Say for example, you were a painter and you just have mediocre paintings. You want people to like your paintings because it's you who did the painting. So that's kind of like the Leo sign. It likes to be seen. And that's also a fixed sign. So it's a fixed sign. So in other words, if you have an idea about something, you're kind of fixed about it. So for example, J.K. Rowling, she's not I don't think she's a Leo. You might have to look that up, but she definitely has a Leo Mercury, and so having a Leo Mercury makes her have this certain view when it comes to gender. And no matter who says what about gender, she's gonna hold on to her ideas. It's a fixed sign. That represents the Leo. So unlike the Cancer sign, although Cancer is a cardinal sign, the Leo tends to kind of stick to its guns, and that's kind of the interesting thing about Cancer versus the Leo. So I believe that. So when we talk about cardinal signs, it's kind of like the ones who are visionaries. They're the ones who kind of think about new ideas, and the fixed sign kind of the ones who stays with that idea for the long haul. So there's pros and cons to that. So for example, if a Cancer has an idea, they may be swayed by someone else's opinion, emotionally swayed by someone else's opinion. So that person makes them feel guilty, makes them feel motivated, or any of these ways emotionally to kind of like a good salesman come to a Cancer. They might go, oh yeah, you should do this because this may help your mother feel better, or just kind of like gunning for your emotions. A Cancer may be swayed emotionally by that, versus a Leo gonna stick to their guns, and they're gonna stick to their guns for the long haul, and it's gonna take them a little while before they change their opinion, because it's it's a fixed sign. It's a very prideful sign. So that's kind of the purpose of the Leo. So to kind of get an idea of the zodiac houses. So once again, the Aries starts off the sign, the zodiac sign. They're the ones who are the trailblazers. The Taurus comes in to fix up the houses and makes it look nice. It makes it feel nice. The Geminis are communicative. They're the ones who bring up the communication. Cancers make the house feel like a home. Allowing the emotions to kind of flow. You can feel things emotionally. And now you have the Leo. The Leo brings the entertainment. They bring the life. So that's another thing about Leos, is that they're like almost like the life of the party, right? So they're not only want the attention, but when they get the attention, they just have an idea on what to do with it. They know what to do with it. So everybody else may kind of shy away from the spotlight. Leos, they just kind of, when they get in the spotlight, they just expand, because this is, to them, is where they belong. All right. So the challenges that a Leo may face, in life, dealing with a Leo, you may find that your ego, right? Your ego kind of gets in the way with things. You can be arrogant about certain things. Once again, you being a fixed sign, you have your ideas, and no matter what anyone else may say against those ideas, even if you're wrong, you're gonna hold on to those ideas no matter what, because your pride is really wrapped up in it. So one thing about you'll die physically before you die when it comes to your pride. But here's the thing. Here's the whole purpose of life. The whole purpose of life is to let go. So once you can transmute your pride and start to kind of be prideful in helping other people, you know, prideful and sharing the spotlight, prideful and just doing good for other people, transmuting your ego, and seeing yourself, you know, looking at yourself clearly in the mirror, and try to see other people's perspective with. And also, here's another thing that will also help you with your challenge, which is your pride, is meditation. So meditation helps me, and I'm gonna do a video on this, on how throughout the year I've been practicing meditation. I've been more aware of my thought patterns and how I can get in the way with things. So if you practice meditation and watch your mind, be aware of your thinking, be aware of certain triggers that come up in your head. And once you become aware of who you are, of your pride, you can better not destroy your pride, not kill your ego, but more so, once again, transmute the ego. So you can kind of, once you become aware of your pride, you can kind of, in a sense, shine a light on it, because that's really your shadow self, so to speak. Although it's kind of like ruled by the sun, the paradox is, it's kind of also the tendency is that you have a shadow self when it comes to that, which is your pride can get in the way with things. So you want to be aware of how your pride can get in the way of opportunities, making connections, and also ascending to your highest level when it comes to consciousness. All right, so that is your challenges. Your lessons, once again, is also on your pride. So this is it about the Leos. Some other people that represents, but when I think about Leo, is Dr. Umar Johnson. You may have heard of him from Breakfast Club. He's one of these prideful men, you know, as far as the black movement is concerned. He has his Frederick Douglass school going on, and so, you know, he has his pride wrapped up in that, and he has his own ideas, whether you agree with it or not. He's fixed on it. Another one that is another Leo is Bindi Irwin. So she's very prideful in her zoo, and she likes to continue her father's legacy. And that's another thing about Leos as well, is that they're the ones who are all about legacy when it comes to maybe family, when it comes to business, whatever it is. They're all about legacy. So that's another thing about Leos. So that's it for this video on the purpose of Leo. The next video in this series that I will do will be on the purpose of Virgo. Stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, so that it can get into the algorithm. If you like what I'm saying in the future videos, so stay tuned for that.